Hello everybody, and welcome to the final part of the Harbour Construction project. We've had a boat club, sailing club, want to take up space in the boatyard, so I've started building some small dinghies for there. There's the first two, going to be painted up and placed on. I don't know what they're supposed to be, whether they're wayfarers or no, they're not big enough to be wayfarers, and they're too big to be oppies, so they're just sailing dinghies. And there's the first three of them with their covers on in the storage area. I've also added the anti-fouling and the white line to Norcella, so that's a little bit of an advantage. I've still put the ankle on as well. But I'd also forgotten the hatch for the forward cabin and fuel box for the diesel heater in the cabin in the saloon. But now the big project is going to be this, the bridge. And I've cut myself a piece of paper template, and that will fix on there. It won't be paper; it will be wood. This is just a sample to test it out, and then it will lift up like that. Oh, it won't flop over, obviously. It will just go straight up like that, and that will be the bridge open. But as I've said earlier on, I don't know whether I'm going to actually make the bridge open, because it means cutting the rails and also then wiring it all up, and it will need to be open, because this is going to stop any boats from going in or out anyway. So it's just for show. Well, I have my template, and it would be reasonable to assume, since it's 2018, that I would rush off to my computer with a mug of tea, Earl Grey of course, and open up a CAD program and make a program to cut that out on my laser cutter. But you would be far, far from the truth. I have my template, 2 pieces of scrap plywood, a pencil, some masking tape, and of course my cup of tea, mug of tea. I've taped the template to the plywood, marked around it with the pencil, and now I'm going to cut it out. I am going to sit in that chair and use this. It's over 100 years old, belonged to my grandfather, and the first time I used it to make models for my first layout was 66 years ago, and now we're going to use it again. There you are, almost as quick as a laser cutter. Oh, my legs are getting tired. Well, I'm surprised that I got that far without breaking a blade. Shouldn't have turned off so fast there. But anyway, it's coming.
Right, well, we'll get another blade in and then get cracking again. I now have my two pieces which I'm going to have to sand to make them identical, and I've also got an empty mug of tea, so I'll get on with the sanding. Well, I said I like to use scrap stuff. This thing here is off an old collapsible wardrobe, and I'm going to use that as a spindle, or bit of it, just a tiny bit of it. This is off an old broken chair that we had, and I'm going to cut the end off there to go between these two pieces as a spacer. Let's go and get that done. Well, the two beams are now together with the spacer in off that chair leg, and while that glue is setting, I've got a little bit of shopping to do, because it's Toby's birthday. He's 7 years old, aren't you, boy? 7 years old. Toby, come. That's one of his presents that he had this morning, and I'm going to go and get another one now for him. Rump steak. Toby, sit. Oh, Toby, lie down. Okay, good boy. I'm going to go and do some shopping, boy. And there's Tilly. Bye-bye, Tilly. Shopping. Now the components are now all painted, and I'm waiting for the paint to dry. There's the little spindle that goes through there. These two bits here, they'll be the end caps of the spindle, and then, so as not to fall out with the Dutch people over copyright, I've changed the style of the counterbalance weight, which will go here, and we're going to have these as the counterbalance weight. So while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to try the big lift. Now, because I want to do a little bit more tidying up work on Norcella and put the anchor on, I'm going to take all the little boats and things off the harbour layout project before I do the lift. And that's what I'm going to do now. So all loose bits have now been removed, and we're going to go for the big lift and see if it actually works. There's a bit of a problem there. I've got something stuck there. I have to loosen something off here. Alright, well, I found out what the problem was. The varnish had set between the joint here, and it was pulling this piece away. So I'm going to have to refix that. But look at this. It now lifts up, and I can get into the hole for maintenance on the other side. So that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And there's a few odd bits to finish off now. Tidy things up on the on Norcella, and I have a request. And I'll make the request in a minute, but I'm going to go back down to my computer. Actually, before I go, let me just show you this. So the bridge is there. I haven't fixed it down, but the idea is that that lifts up like that, and it should of course take this base with it, but it's I've explained all that before, and I've had a bit of trouble with the counterbalance weight, so I'm going to have to do something about that. But there we are. It lifts. Now, so here I am back down at my computer desk, and I said I had a request. It's this. When I had my boat, I was an offshore member of the RNI, and I have a couple of little RNI vehicles,
and I would love to put one of their lifeboats into the harbour. I have searched everywhere on the internet to find a model R&I lifeboat 00 or HO scale, and I can't find one. So if anybody knows where I can get hold of one, would you please let me know? Otherwise, I'm going to have to bodge up another model like I did with Norcella. And I've found some photographs on the internet. And I think if I do make one, it will be a Tamar class, because it looked like the easiest to make. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my progress through the construction of a harbour, and I thank you all very much for watching. And I would say cheers, but I've left the glass upstairs. So goodbye for now.